Welcome to Tigs Bits. Finally, the three of us are all back in studio. Blossy in his home, away from home studio, live from a cobwebbed up props.
Yes, it is.
It's good. We haven't been able to record a fresh Bubba show, all three of us, and what does feel like it has been at least a month or so since we've been able to do that. And I mean, really and truly, the stuff that I know Blasey and we've talked about, a lot of stuff going on, like you alluded to there, JR, the tales from the tailgate. You can check those out on our YouTube channel. Head over to tigsbits.com. You can see all of our latest shows. We do more than just this show that you're listening to right now on the Bubba Army Network. We also have our own podcast. It drops generally every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We go live. Have a lot of folks from the Bubba Army that are in there interacting, chopping it up with us, as JR likes to say. So sometimes we go live on Wednesdays as well. It just depends. We may go earlier in the week. But if we do, all of that information will be out on our socials at Tigsbits Podcast. Without any further ado, I know Blasey and I have talked over this past weekend. We got to hang out. We'll get more into that. But we've been waiting to talk to you, JR, because the last time that we stopped, or the last time that we visited, you had been on a 30-plus day not drinking streak.
Yeah.
And then you've hit the road.
Cheers.
You've been out there with JM, going crazy. New number one, all this stuff. We'll shut up and listen. JR, what's been happening?
Oh, geez. Well, prepare to be underwhelmed. Yeah, I've just been slammed, man. Correct. Yeah, still high and dry.
Wow.
Feeling pretty
good.
Still feeling
good for you, buddy.
Pretty good about that. Yeah, no stress at all, Blasey. Really, it's crazy. It's
awesome,
I was telling somebody today, it's like
Probably
zero negatives.
There are no negatives.
A little fidgety hand
better
sometimes, and a little. Well, this I know this would be a good place for one, but besides that, positives are just whooping the negatives like it's going out of style. So far so good.
That's
and
good,
that's the
man.
thing too. When I tell people that, I'm like, I didn't get like a DUI or arrested or go to rehab. I just totally just left out of nowhere. Just decided to take a break. It ain't like I was in trouble, tripping. Ain't nothing like that. So So if I get back, it's not like, oh, he's back. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest part, JR? Like, I would think it would be on stage, being those show during the show.
The only thing I would say, the energy, like, do you just go to bed earlier? I was talking to John Party about that because he took a big long break earlier this year, and he said, yeah, you just go to bed earlier. I was like, yeah, that's true. You just don't have that extra oomph from being wound up from drinking.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
The music, if you're listening to music, it doesn't just poof, poof,
well, but it's different though, man. I'm telling you, when you're total clarity now, and Chris Jansen told me this. He said, man, your reflexes and everything will get better the longer you go too. He said you'll see and you'll hear and see better, and you'll catch stuff more. He said that part's funny. And sure enough, I realized the other night looking at the lights during a song, I was just like, whoa, and I was just like, but it was different because I could see them all, and I was like,
That's
usually a little
cool.
glazed over,
just a little more crisp, just a little more pop there. Yeah,
pop,
no.
and being in total control,
Yes,
which is a thing, and anyway, that's a bunch.
Nah,
of
dude, that's awesome, dude.
I mean, are you going to go on a streak now? Are you vowing to never have another drink, or
No,
is this
no,
you're just kind of going and just till
Vowing to
the
never
right
have
moment comes along?
No. Yeah, exactly. Until I feel inclined, So no, not making any promises. Never set out to. Never set. It's low expectations here, boys and girls. Low expectations.
That's perfect. Well, we won't get our tokens ready for you. We won't have any gold coins waiting on you here at 50 days and 100 days. But just making sure. Just making sure.
I get it. No, it's all good. It's all good.
It's a great job, though, man. For
funny
real.
How many people you run
definitely,
into that are in the same boat too. You
probably lost a little weight throughout this journey too. Just
probably so.
Naturally,
not feeling too shabby.
That's.
Like I said, it's pretty amazing when you're not slowly poisoning yourself to death. But hey, it's not as fun, I guess. I don't know. It's been pretty fun so far. I mean, tell you one thing that's trippy for me is being able to just rip and run and drive places. Because I mean, my whole entire adult life, I've been usually didn't need to be driving. Would have to get a ride or pay for a ride or figure some situation out. Now I'm like, hell, I just go. It don't matter what time of day or night. I'm totally
doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Which is a
pull me over. I'm fine.
That's totally. Funny, would love to talk to you. Thank you for your service. So it's kind of like, on that it's a different. It's like a superpower almost. Kind of. I'm like, I've never been able to do this.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
The other day, there's a new music venue, bar, restaurant, Johnny B's Front Porch out in Lillian, Alabama. And it's kind of got an old school Flora-Bama vibe out there, like the old main room used to have. It's started by Johnny Barbados, who's a longtime player at the Flora-Bama, still does. And been wanting to go out there. I drive by it at the airport, but I'm always like, if I go out there, I'm going to have some drinks, and I ain't going to be able to get back. It's a hike out to Lillian from my house. So now I'm like, while I'm on this streak, I've got to go out there and
get it done
and hang and see some music and hang and eat and all that stuff. It's another thing too, when I know I'm cutting down 3,000 calories of alcohol, I don't skimp on the desserts or a second of something, just whatever.
You go full send on the food.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's great.
And the money too. I think it don't matter what I order off the menu, my booze bill is always double my food bill, so I'm still gonna save even if I get 2 desserts.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It is crazy when you go to a restaurant and you don't drink and you look at the tab like, man, look at this place. It's so affordable.
Exactly.
Like, no, just don't drink, man. Just go.
It makes a monster difference.
It does.
It does. And look, our fine folks, our good friends at the Flora-Bama, sponsors of our show, man, they had a big surprise guest there the other night with Post Malone.
Post was there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
I was there 2 weeks before that John party. We went after his show. We all went there after John's show.
Did y'all?
Oh, that's cool, man.
Oh yeah, man. What about what's his name? Morgan. Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
I couldn't think of his name.
Taking over the
Morgan
Hangout
Freeman.
What about Morgan Wallen and the doing the new Hangout Fest kind of being renamed basically that?
Right. Yeah, I didn't really see that. I didn't see that coming. That was but I don't keep my I don't know why I would have known. Nobody had to tell me, but I had no inkling that was going to happen. Then boom, it happened. I was like, oh, interesting. I get it though. It's just it has to be some kind of deal on the partnership while they want to do it. Because for me, I'm just thinking, hell, they don't need any help. They're selling plenty of tickets there. They don't need the Hangout Fest. It's not struggling to fill up.
No,
so I don't know.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, why are they?
I guess
there's some dynamic there.
Yeah, I'm sure they can get a bigger draw from sponsors with the different, maybe the tie-in there or something. Who knows? But
I mean,
anyway,
the music lineup came out and it looks good. There's still a
the
diverse.
Ticket prices could triple tomorrow. Have they laid that out yet?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would look for that next. That's just my
basic math. It's already crazy. I mean, because it's not and man, I mean this town can handle a lot of tourists and a lot of traffic, but man, that's a lot of extra people for 1 or 2 nights. This is not that big of a town down here where we live.
No,
but it'll be what it'll be. It brings in a lot of money. Obviously, the city's getting a big cut, or they wouldn't do it. And it's pretty cool. The lineup seemed pretty wild. I had texted somebody and just to see what the deal was to get how all that went down, and they said Morgan hand picked the lineup himself.
When is that? Event?
Was it like April maybe?
Yeah. That's the one Lummy goes and works, right? I think Lummy comes up there and bartends for like 3 days.
So. That sounds right.
That's when he got the raise. He got the raise off of that because he was asking if I was going to be over there, and then Bubba, he was gone for a few days, and Bubba realized how much he needed him, so that's how he got that promotion because he was up there hanging out working.
Well, we may, we may have to just slip over there and go see Lummy. Go grab a little content.
Tales from the tailgate over there.
Yes,
it's going to be a tailgate over there.
We're going to be hungry for a
Lummy's driving up.
He's got that point in time.
He's got to get Craig and Rio and bring them up too. That'd be a trip.
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
Operation Pigmentation on fire again this week. Love hearing those guys. And they lay stuff down. I'm like, yep.
They just tell the truth.
It's kind of like how a lot of us, they're close to our age, kind of like how we all grew up, same kind of stuff. It was just it's like, yep, that's what you, They were killing me when they were talking about, no, we ain't going shopping together. We just happen to be going to the mall. And I'm like, I'm going to the mall. Oh, okay, I'm going to roll with you. Okay, but we ain't going shopping together.
No, we just go to the mall.
No, we just go to the mall.
And then them breaking down your shoe etiquette, I loved it. I'm like, they just nailed it. It was good stuff.
I'm
those guys are so good.
I'm so behind, kind of like we were saying. You know, you got to catch up on Seth and Kush a little bit.
I did. I'll tell you how I got. I'll tell you how I got to catch up. Now I don't know. Let's see. I hadn't talked to you guys in a while. I'm trying to think when's the last time where I need to catch up from. I think it was beginning of the month. So yeah, went to Arkansas right after I talked to you guys. I think went up to Arkansas. We did the show at the amphitheater there on a Thursday night. Yeah. Cool, big full house. Arkansas Razorback. Blah blah blah. It was awesome.
Hometown show for Justin.
Kind of, but it was kind of low key. It was later, and it was for the university, so it wasn't as many family. It was a lot of like people through the university and sponsors and booster type people. It was a big thing. They raised money for the NIL is what it was.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. Yeah.
And it was cool nonetheless. I know most of those folks. Tell you one new person I met there that was awesome to get to talk to for a few minutes. One and only Derek McFadden.
Really?
McFadden,
tailback for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Dude was a beast
NFL
back in the day, man.
That's what I told him. I said, man, there was a run there on.
It was McFadden and Felix Jones.
My guy.
They were both in the backfield. God,
yes, him and
so
Felix
good,
Jones
dude.
both. And that's what I tell more when I was like, I remember the days when y'all had them two tailbacks. Y'all wouldn't even line a quarterback up half the time, and we could do. Y'all beat us a couple years in a row. There it was just Arkansas's just going to steamroll us every year for handful of years there. But yeah, D-Max couldn't have been nicer. Super cool. Got to talk to him for a few minutes. That was one of the highlights of that.
Oh, that's
probably
cool, dude.
More, but I can't remember him.
That's super cool to get to meet Derek McFadden. I mean, he was a dagger in my heart in a monster, awesome LSU Arkansas like double overtime game. The year LSU won the national championship, they had the 2 losses. One of those was when Les Miles said, "But we never lost in regulation." They didn't. They got beaten overtime twice, and then went on and won. But I mean, you couldn't hang your head losing to that Arkansas team. They could run, man.
Oh, oh man, of course I'm not going to do good today, boys. I have been hammering it. Their offensive coordinator that used to be their head coach, had he not had that motorcycle wreck, they were on a roll right there. That train wrecked their whole thing.
It did. It
he's their offensive coordinator once again, but as we saw this past weekend, it ain't working out with old Petrino. Y'all
are coming around though. The thing is, LSU just is good. Arkansas needs to tighten up, obviously, but LSU just getting good.
They don't have the depth. Arkansas just doesn't have the depth. That's why they were rolling there at the beginning of the season, but injuries start to take its toll, and
same with our Saints.
Stuff like that.
Same with our Saints. I mean, Saints
they're
decimated.
They're decimated. Just completely decimated. You line up good for the first couple weeks whenever you have a full
healthy roster.
Dude,
but we got Alvin Kamara wanting to get traded middle of the season. I'm like, what is – I told Sharice, I said, this is new. I didn't see this one coming.
He claims it was a rumor and that wasn't true, but where there's smoke, there's fire. He was like, what do you mean? I'm in Orange. He was like at the Tennessee game this past weekend. So –
let's hope that's not, but still, anyway, that's about where we're at this point.
That's about where we're at.
I saw a thing on the Big Easy Mafia page, and it was a letter hosting open tryouts for the Saints.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I did. Open tryouts. The thing is, JR, people showed up to the Saints facility bringing helmets and stuff.
They
thought it was legit. They thought it was legit. That's how the Saints fans wanted to help. That's where our dude Hold the Mayo is at. He's like, this is where we're at right now with the Saints. When fans are thinking they can help, like
whatever we can do.
I mean, they're pitiful, dude. They really are. I mean, it's just
man. And we started out on fire, but
I mean, this team's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
And then,
you get a new offensive coordinator in there.
Game.
You make some changes. This is all you needed. They're going to roll. Big old turd.
Yeah. I mean, terrible.
Dennis Allen's going to get a break and get to stay a little longer.
Hey, the Bucs.
There's no way. There's no way they're going to let him.
You start getting those kind of injuries, though, man. Like, what can you do? You know what I mean? What can you do? It's just like the Bucs, dude. I just watched Mike Evans go down, and then who was the other receiver? Absolutely destroyed his leg. Oh my gosh.
He's been there a long time.
Good one.
I can't think of
Godwin. Yeah. Dude, my gosh. They just lost 2 massive receivers in one night.
They lost their 2 best receivers. And
I saw Bubba breaking that down too. You're talking about.
I did see that. That's the only thing that I've been able to keep up lately with the Bubba Show. And shout out to Gary Cantrell and everybody that is putting out the Bubba content. They pump that up. That has definitely gotten pumped up on their socials. And that's how I've been able to keep up with them, because I hadn't been able to watch the live show. I've been on the road a lot, and
I have to.
I've not
We've all
caught
been on
up.
the road. Yep. We've all been moving around. Speaking of Gary Cantrell, I think you found him on the road, didn't you, JR?
Yeah.
He found you, I should say. Yeah.
Yep. He came and saw me in Virginia, which that was. I'll go ahead and tell that. I'll jump a week and go ahead and tell that. So yeah, I've got to go to Doswell, Virginia on a Friday night for a show. So I leave on a Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, go to Pensacola, fly to Charlotte, got a couple hour layover. About an hour or so in, my flight's delayed in about half an hour. Then it gets delayed again. Long story short, Blasey, I was supposed to be on this flight at 9:40. I finally get on the plane about midnight. We taxi out. We sit on the runway for a while. First, before we taxi out, they're working on the plane.
Oh, man.
And then finally we get to roll out. We're in line to take off. A lot of planes in line to take off. We start looping around like, yep, here we go. About to kick back. We keep turning. Pilot comes on. Cruise out of hours. We got to go back.
Yeah, my Lord.
Oh,
we go back to the gate. By this point, it's 1 in the morning. 1-something in the morning. I just keep walking the line. The only line open at the airline information desk is about 100 people long. So I just go get a hotel and a cab and wait and call the airline, waiting for them to call me back. Call my hotel where I was supposed to go and cancel that room. Let them know I wasn't going to be there. Thank you, Hilton, for always understanding. Think I'm going to get another flight. Because they put me on a flight like 5 a.m. By this point, it's 2 in the morning. I'm like, I got to go down, and nobody's going to be there if I get there at 6 in the morning. My people, what am I going to do at that point? This is just crazy. I got to go regroup, and I'm not that far away. It's not like I'm on the other side of the world. I'm in panic mode either. I'm 5 hours driving. I'd already looked at that and thought about renting a car and thought, nah, I'm just going to go ahead and take the flight. Surely it'll happen. It only delayed once, and I don't care what time I get there because the show's tomorrow. It'll leave at some point.
Good.
Surely there's no weather. It's just something. It's behind schedule for some reason. So go online, start looking for flights, no good options. Any good option was a connection to Richmond because Richmond's not a big airport. So I didn't want to go connect anywhere and try to get a rental car. No rental cars, I guess because of the hurricane, they would only rent them no less than 3 days and no one-ways.
Dang.
So I call U-Haul, or I look up U-Haul.
Oh, you went Boo Weekly route here. That's what I had to do.
I got a 10-foot U-Haul box truck.
No, you
with
didn't.
No cruise control, and drove from Charlotte to Richmond.
What?
Friday morning.
You went straight Boo Weekly. That's that
and
Boo
got
Weekly
to our
move.
show that afternoon, and that's the night I met Gary Cantrell after I had drove the box truck. From
Oh, my Lord.
That's your next. Hey, and Blasey, I loved y'all's podcast last week, Tigs and Blasey. And keep writing those songs, Blasey. There's you a country song right there in a U-Haul box truck from Charlotte to Richmond.
Yeah.
We're going to do that potentially this week on a live. Blasey's got some songs. I have a couple that I need you to write, a Halloween theme one, if you don't mind, while we're just throwing it out there. Let me go
ahead and put that down.
Just go ahead and write that down. We're going to put that into our TV show that you'll see, our Halloween special that will be appearing next week on Right Now TV. So y'all are hearing this today on a Thursday or a Friday. Next Wednesday, we're going to have our Halloween special, and y'all may hear it. Yeah, so we're going to have to get an AI song for that. But Blasey and I have been talking about a lot of things that we could do with this. In fact, we jammed some in the studio loudly over the house speakers.
We did.
There's some good. Blasey has about a full album now.
Oh, I do have a full album.
He has a full album, and I think we're going to debut the album. I don't know if it'll be this week. It will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Potentially, we're going to start. It's starting this week. We're trickling something. You
got to get Gary Cantrell to shoot your album art. That's his space.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be all over it.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't we?
Sure.
Why would we not?
Man, we
had a blast. He was cool. We had a good time.
He takes amazing photographs too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he takes good stuff. Yeah, he's fun.
You can tell he He had as we have had, full access to the stage. And what that truly means is you have full access to the stage. But he had the right camera to get some of those really good shots. So if you haven't checked out Gary's stuff, we need. Go on Instagram.
You guys, he needs a picture of you guys in some setting, but
with some smoke and
purple
lights maybe a little bit, and I just always like that smoky purple. Yeah, some alligators, maybe some glowing eyes.
Yeah, crab traps.
Yeah, he can do that.
I know he can.
He could probably do that from a picture from our YouTube video without us ever even coming to see him, and he probably doesn't even have to take the picture. He's that good.
What if we did it to where it's a holographic thing where you turn it and it moves, and it's Blasey climbing up that rope after that raccoon? You turn it and Blasey goes up and down the rope.
That was unbelievable. Blasey climbing a vine. That
was a vine. It was just coming out of the tree.
It was a
vine.
No,
it was a vine.
It was a straight up vine. And I mean, he was 25 feet in the air, 25 feet. Wouldn't you say, Blasey? You're the one up there.
Yeah. When it got up there and it bifurcated, right? So we got up there and it split that Y. That's when I got a little nervous, because I was like, I don't want to keep going on one of these because they get a little smaller. Like the main stalk was good. When I got up there to the two, I had to choose one, and I was like, I don't know.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Go back.
I wanted to just disappear into the trees, like I'll not be able to see me. But I was like, well, I may just get up there, disappear, and then fall down really fast, So I didn't want to do that either.
So he broke the neighborhood record, held by like an 8-year-old girl at the time, maybe 9 or 10. Whenever Audrey, I think it was Audrey that did that. Quinn, maybe also. They're climbers. They made it to the Y. He made it way past the Y.
Yeah.
And that was his Y.
That was my Y.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw that. But that might be cool for the album cover.
Yeah, that might be.
It could be if we could. The lighting is so terrible, but that was with that camera. What was funny is when you're climbing up, all of a sudden it just starts all this stuff that's just coming at the camera. What are you shaking out of that tree? That's crazy.
I think that was raccoons that were they're clapping above me because they were on the top. Of the tree.
I think they were. Yeah, they were. My neighbors feed the raccoons, and they come out every night. There's 8 to 10 of them. Yeah.
There was an owl over there doing this number. He was shaking his head at you.
He was just jealous is all he was doing. Oh, man. Yeah, so we had a good time. Blasey came in town last Wednesday.
Yeah, I made a big road trip last week. So
you went to the Troy game, huh?
Yeah, stopped in Mobile on Tuesday night, went over there for the Troy game. So I had all this stuff to do. I had to be in Dallas by Friday. So went to the Troy game Tuesday night, spent the night there, booked up with, got over there just hanging out with Brett O'Rell and all them were there, dude. He had the tickets
in the house,
the whole deal there. Oh yeah, full
Randy Larson
in town.
I love those boys. That was a great group of brothers right there. Bunch of good dudes.
Dude, it really was. It really was. I'll tell you what, kudos to South Alabama on a Tuesday night. They had that place packed out, man. They were rocking. They played good football. We did not play good football.
Hey.
I left and watched it at halftime. I just knew. I've never really thought like this is just not good until that day. I've sat through a 55-3 beating at Mississippi State. All the way to the end, and still thought, well, let me see what we could do. We're going to improve somewhere. No, there's no sign of life here. I got to go. Wow. So I left, but I kept watching it on TV. But I was like, I'm going to leave here and get out of this because it's kind of a tough place to leave. But anyway, got up Wednesday, went over to Baton Rouge, got to hang out, with Tigs over there, and we recorded a show. I sat out. He got the cool little courtyard outside, so I set up out there, and then he's inside. It was nice. And got up the next morning, went on to Dallas. Got there, did my stuff on Friday in Dallas, drove back almost, stopped in Longview, Texas, and got a room in Longview just outside of Tyler, Texas. And Tyler and Longview were playing high school football that night, so I drove by the stadium, got out. Went and took a picture of all that action. That was
probably more people there than Troy, South Alabama.
Dude, it was crazy. It was wild. It was so many people were there. That stadium was packed out. That's big time Texas football.
Big time Texas football
over there. Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then anyway, stayed there. Then got up Saturday. Went back to Baton Rouge. Hung out there. We watched football all day. Got off in it. Ended up hanging out with T-Bob. They Bear late at about 1 a.m.
closed down Duvix.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's just got in it. This is what
It was a great road trip.
Shot next fireworks, just had a fun night.
Yeah, shot fireworks, all that good jazz. Yeah, there was a lot that happened in between all that. Even did an Abita a beer tour on the way in. Stopped in Covington there. Stopped at the Abita beer place. Picked up some beer. Checked out that place. I made a little video on that. I hadn't done anything with it yet. I may put it on Patreon or something.
It is. I think I put it on Patreon.
Oh, did?
I did. It is on Patreon.
Well, I sent it to you?
You did while you were here. Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yep, you sure did.
Well, good. Yeah.
Sent it to me. And, I put it out on Patreon. I need to put it out other places or whatever, too. It's out there. So, yeah, y'all, it'll be out there by the time y'all are listening or hearing this.
Check it out. Check it out.
Go check out. Blasey did a great job with that. Another thing that, I mean, there's a lot that has been going on. I've got my notes here. I've left out half of the stuff. It's just coming to me as we're going. I mean, Blasey has been talking to Big Bad Brad Johnson.
Oh, wow.
They texted, and with these AI songs, he made a song for Brad Johnson and sent it to him.
Yeah.
Brad loved it. And the next thing we know, we have another editor in our realm here. We have someone else. He took the video, put it together. He sent him, Big Bad Brad sent him all of the clips. He put it all together, edited it, put the music to it, sent it to Big Bad Brad, and that is the video that he posted.
Yep, that is it. That's it. He sent me 16 clips, and we put it all together, compressed it. We actually, and I got it to where it would line up perfectly, and had to kind of move some stuff around, and then added all the titles to each of his shots because he names his shots, and then added that music on top. It was a big hit this past Friday. Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah. Brad was pumped up. That's what was funny. When I sent him that song, he started calling me last week, and he's like, calling me on the phone, like, "Hey, let's talk." And then so we're talking. He's like, "Man, I walked outside. My wife's sitting by the pool." He said, and I hit play on the speaker, came out and started dancing around. I was like, "Well, dude, with my song playing, she had never heard it that time for the first time." I said, "You should have recorded that. Now, that would have been fantastic."
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's a cool guy, though. He likes to have a lot
cool.
of fun.
Like, just think about where this show has taken us, that we are just casually hanging out, chatting with Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, helping them make some videos occasionally. You just don't know. You just got to turn the camera on and let it rip. That's advice out there to anybody who's watching this that thinks they could do a podcast or wants to do a podcast or whatever. Guess what? You can. Absolutely. Take your phone, take a microphone, get going with it. Somebody needs to hear that out there. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Just go do it.
And who cares what people think, man? You know what I mean? Somebody wants to be a hater, let them hate, man.
Oh, you're going to get
way more love than you'll get than hate. But you're going to get it. It's going to be minor though. It's less than 5%.
You got to laugh it off.
Yes.
You can't focus on it. And that's something that we've had to learn a little bit more along the way. I think JR is a little more seasoned with being out with a veteran country act who he's seen all of this stuff in chats. He's seen all of this stuff before. We really haven't. So we've had to learn a little bit more about how to kind of take on criticism, which we're more than willing to listen to criticism, but then it gets to a point of where, oh, this guy's just, I feel sorry for this guy is what I feel sorry. Yeah. It's like, this poor dude, that's all he can do is just harp on negative with somebody with, what's wrong with you, buddy?
Yeah, just on to the next one. I tell you the ones I feel sorry for, and we might as well use this time in the podcast to make a PSA, are the people who get scammed by these fake sites, fake account managers, fake fan clubs, all these different things. Know now that none of us will ever reach out to you asking you for any personal information, no money, no Venmo, no nothing like that. There's only, all of our accounts are verified. If it comes from us, if we do need to reach out for you, it'll be something to do with the show, and we'll send you an email address, but it'll be legit. If you're ever reading if you're reading something that someone's proposing to you to be from some artist or talent or entertainers or sports or teams, account manager or secret account or anything like that, that should always be a red flag. First off, if they're reaching out to you, unless you've signed up for something, or had some kind of correspondence with someone in the organization before. Secondly, if there's broken grammar in there, if the words don't lay out right, if there's a "the" and it should have been a "that," that's usually a good sign. You know, if someone refers to themselves, hey, this is me, the great world famous Justin Bieber, it's probably not Justin Bieber talking about himself like that. So just remember that it's a little stuff, and proofread people's things. If you hear somebody you know talking about it, obviously we've talked about it because the guy on Bubba is convinced he's dating Carrie
Underwood. Yeah.
So, but if you can and you're capable and you know someone's in a situation like that, get their phone, try to disable it, turn it off, do whatever you got to do. You'd rather be mad at you than them give away their entire life savings to fake Post Malone or whatever. Just want to use that time to let everybody know none of us are ever going to reach out to you for any personal information for any reason. Don't talk to these people. Just block them. I wouldn't even, and don't take screenshots. Don't, unless you correspond with them, take screenshots, but just don't acknowledge them. Just block, cancel, report. Don't say, hey, who are you? I know them. Don't argue with them. Don't do any of that. Just block, kill it, get away, and stay on your toes. I had a couple credit cards get compromised, I guess, recently. I had a call from my bank a couple of days ago, or actually a text message and an email. That's how you're normally going to get your info these days. And if it's from the government, it's going to be in the mail. So anyway, just PSA out there, y'all watch out for scammers. This is the holiday season. They're on overtime right now.
Oh yeah.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Go up there and click on the email address it came from. If it's a bunch of weird letters and numbers and if it doesn't say the exact people you're looking for, it ain't them. And the main thing is, it sounds too good to be true. It probably is.
It really is.
Be careful out there, everybody. Watch out for your older relatives, family members, and young ones too. All that. Just y'all all look out for each other.
Hey, and speaking of going to the right places, if you go to tigsbits.com, you'll see all our socials. You'll see all the places you can go. Venmo, we've got all that stuff, so it's all verified there. And those fine 2 hats that you boys have on right there, you can also go in there now and click the link through Southern Pride Hats and order hats. They've added more hats there. They've actually added some things where you can go look and see exactly what the color pattern is, so you know exactly what it looks like. So many different colors you can order there, combinations. Get you a Tigs Bits hat today. Go to tigsbits.com. Check it out, folks. Get your hat. Look at those things. Just fine looking hats over there.
Get one. Come on out. Get 2 down. Get 3.
Support the show, man. Support the show. $25 for one of these trucker hats. That's as good a deal as you can get on them. Again, we've said this. We ain't making any money on it. We just want everybody that's listening to this to buy one of these. We want people to take pictures. Take a picture of it, of yourself with it. I've been getting a few, and I'm going to make a video out of them.
Oh, I like it.
I would like more. We need a few more to kind of finish this out. So order some hats, send us a picture, send us a DM on whatever social media platform you prefer. So, we're rocking and rolling, man. Working on some new shirts too, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Working on some new shirts. So
these hats feel great. These are the good hats. If the shirts are as good as the hats, I can't wait, because these are some good hats. I love these hats.
They are some good hats.
We need to get Justin Moore one of those and have him take a picture with it. It'd really help the show. We'd like to add him. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. We know a guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll order we know a guy.
I'll get him one.
Speaking of podcast stuff, I know that you've maybe caught up a little bit, JR. The only thing that I started listening to, and I started listening to it today, was Graham Hancock was on Joe Rogan, I think last Thursday. I'm about an hour into that deal, and that was after his rebuttal or his debate with that Flint guy that apparently just butchered everything up and all of that. But man, how interesting is that cat?
Well, there's a correlation. I watched the first 2 episodes of the season 2, the Americas. It's not called season 2; it's just called the Americas of Ancient Civilizations. And so I watched 2 episodes of that, then listened to that episode. Because when I drove to Richmond, I had some window time, and then Sunday I drove from Atlanta home, so I had 5 hours there. So I did get those 2 chances I used and did get some podcasting in. But yes, I watched 2 episodes of that new. Y'all wait till you watch that. Wait till what they found down there in Brazil and stuff. It's amazing. He talks about.
I have not watched it yet. I cannot wait. Yeah.
It's so good, so good.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it either. Yeah, I've got to definitely jump into it. There sure seems that dude's just beyond interesting. Obviously, super, super smart. Way smarter than me. Way smarter than all three of us combined, honestly. But man, there's just no way that I can't be convinced that there wasn't some type of an ancient, smart civilization at some point in time, because they just did too many things that are impossible without machines and stuff, just like
or some kind of
fibers and things that are perfectly 1 millimeter for all of, just stuff like that couldn't be done without some type of modern
50,000 ton stones moved 20 miles and placed perfectly, cut perfectly. How
300 feet in the air.
But this is the craziest thing, y'all. This is the quick thing that'll get you interested in wanting to watch this series, The Americas, Ancient Civilizations, is that the thought process and the teachings and the beliefs are that the Americas are the newest of the inhabited continents, that the cradle of life is Africa and everyone's spread from there. The tectonic plates moving, shifting things around, Australia, different places, things like that. But so the Americas were just always thought of as the last place we're here. Well, now they're uncovering things we don't even know. Now, not saying it's the reverse, but it could be. It'll change the history books if once they put some money. It basically boils down to money and research. Once they can really get down and dig into this stuff, they'll know more. But the funding's not there because it's just the notion that there's no reason to look here. But they're, quick way to think about this. So cutting down the rainforest in Brazil, terrible thing to do. We don't need to do that. But what it's uncovered is there's a lot of things laid under that forest we've never seen before because it's been buried under that forest. And people seeing them from airplanes, now they're using LiDAR to go over the forest so you can see the forest floor without the trees. And there are thousands of these enormous, perfectly symmetrical things all throughout. And this just is one little county in Brazil, or one little piece of Brazil they're looking at. So, and check this out. How about all the trees, most all the trees in the Amazon are there, and they're some kind of something you can eat. They're like, whatever the word for that is, they're like edible trees, whatever you use that. There's something you can use them for. So now there might not even be like human beings may have planted the Amazon rainforest.
That's kind of what I was taking away from listening to him, because they found samples of the soil that show that that type of mixture could only be made by humans. Like, it doesn't happen naturally, like where they use manure and stuff like that.
They made their own fertilize. They made their own super soil.
Yeah, and so
and they're talking about and Blasey. I'll tell you the other one. I can go on with this for days. White Sands, New Mexico. They start digging down. They find footprints. They're thinking some of these could be 100,000 years old. If that goes down, all mammoths. The history books are wrong.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy. That's what the whole thing is with Graham Hancock. That narrative that the archaeologists and all of those people, that Flint dude, whatever his name is, I can't remember his last name, but that he's with, they don't want that narrative to change. They want to be on the right side of it. So they're fighting it tooth and nail, and somebody like Graham Hancock's just wanting a conversation to happen scientifically. Let's look at this. Like, just, you got to be open-minded. And for open-minded people, they're awfully closed-minded.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. Y'all dig into that. Listen to Joe Rogan and go check that out. You can listen to, that can take up your full day. You can start with a Graham Hancock from like 4, 5, 6 years ago. Yeah. He lays out stuff. Every single show I've watched of him, I learned something new. He doesn't repeat himself a ton, and neither does Joe Rogan. That's just great shows that they put on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Joe, Trump's going.
I saw that.
Supposed to
they got announced today, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just saw
next week.
I just saw on Smartless. Had on the governor of Minnesota is on Smartless this week. The Jason Bateman, them three guys, Sean Hayes and what's his name?
Yep. I love Smartless.
He was on there, so everybody's throwing their darts at the board all at the last time before the timer goes off.
That's right.
Whatever.
I think it's a smart move. Like, I'm extremely interested to hear what Trump says on Rogan, though. Above all of them that he's been on, they're all kind of, I mean, let's be honest, they're all kind of blowing him, and it's just softball questions. The best one that I've seen him on was The Undertaker. Did you see that? He was on with The Undertaker, the 6 Feet Under podcast.
Really?
Really good. Trump interviewed The Undertaker for about the first 15 minutes of the interview. He just kept having questions for him. He's like, I'm so sorry.
Well, they knew each other from. They knew each other. I'm just thinking, wow. Well, they already knew each other, so that's good.
They already knew each other.
Oh, what's he gonna say? What's Trump gonna say after he goes on Rogan? Huge, biggest one ever, and it will be. That'll be the biggest
Rogan ever.
Believe me, guys. Just believe me. You think he's gonna go in there with a Big Mac and surprise though? You think he's gonna show up with a sack of McDonald's? I mean, he turned McDonald's out overnight, didn't he?
Rogan will probably try to get him an elk sandwich or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't y'all think that'll be a huge numbers when Rogan? I mean,
I think
it should be huge, right?
I think it truly will be the biggest in the history of a podcast.
Yes,
so.
Because you don't know. Joe Rogan is going to ask him stuff that no one else will.
Yes,
that no one else has had the balls to do it.
Bernie was on Rogan a couple years ago, and that was a good podcast.
It was good, and we
have to listen to what they like to say, but the podcast, the interaction, the conversation was a great way to get to know somebody.
Bernie's real, dude. Like, whether you agree with him, you don't agree with him, Bernie's real, and I like Bernie.
That's
what I learned.
I always appreciated him. Yep.
He's entertaining to listen to, and I pretty much half-ass believe everything that he says in some form or fashion. Like he's believable. That's why he resonates with people so well. If he just wasn't so old and crazy looking, he probably would have had a chance. Let's be honest. I mean, it is what it is. Tim Waltz ain't helping the Harris campaign either. He's kind of like he's just not helping. Yeah. I just don't think he's helping them. Not diving off into politics Burns here, but
we've had it ingrained to us for all these years that Mr. Burns is a mean boss man. We don't like Mr. Burns.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
That's exactly right. Have y'all seen any of the Saturday Night Lives here recently that have been on since the new season started? Because this is when they're the best.
I have not. See, I don't watch Saturday Night Live that much anymore. I'll see like a skit or two when something comes across. It gets a little run, but I haven't sat down and watched the show in years.
It's not been the best, and I've been sad to me because they have Maya Rudolph playing Harris, which is. She's always done a great job of it, and she's perfect for it, and she's funny with it. But they brought in Dana Carvey.
Yeah, Dana Carvey did Biden.
They brought in Dana
wandering
Carvey
around the stage. Yes, I did see that.
Yes, and nobody has done a better Dana Carvey or a better Biden than Dana Carvey has done it for the last 3 or 4 years. Because, like I've told y'all, Fly on the Wall, one of my favorite podcasts. Well, he's been doing the imitation that whole time. But and he said it on one of his recent shows. It was once Biden, after that debate, and he got out, then for some reason, all of a sudden, it was okay for America to make fun of Biden and laugh about it. And it's like, but he's right. It really is true, because he was no longer the reason Trump may or may not win.
Yes,
directly.
So now they opened up the gate, so he can do that now. Now it's okay.
Yeah,
it's acceptable.
Yeah. It's acceptable for him to go do that now. He's having fun with it.
when he used to do George Bush, it was so good. Nope, not going to happen. 1,000 points of light.
Not gonna die. Not gonna die.
1,000 points of light. Yeah.
He's just so good.
He is
just so good. But I think from what I've seen I've just watched the opens every week of the cold open, and they've been good, but they haven't been what they have been in other election years. I think everybody's just kind of getting tired of this cast of characters of Trump, Biden, Harris, Obama still in there, and
the Trump thing. They've been on. I mean, this has been like there's kids in middle school that have never known a world where people weren't making Trump jokes.
Oh yeah,
that's my son. My son has known who Donald Trump was his whole life, and that he doesn't know him as the guy from The Apprentice or the guy that had a board game in the 80s like we do. Who was just all of the stuff that we would see on TV about Trump and all that.
It'll be like a 15-year run if he were to win, right? You know what I mean? Because you got the first, the
he'll
first
have another 4
election
years.
year. He had 4 years, then he missed out on 4 years. He was still there, been hanging around.
Yeah.
Now he's campaigning again. Now we got another 4 years. 14, 15-year run. That's kind of crazy. It's really never happened.
No kidding.
Like once or twice or something maybe.
And SNL's been on a run,
away.
but and it's went down and up, but who knows? I tell you what, we were talking about this other day. I asked Sharice what her favorite was. She likes like the Chris Farley era stuff was her favorite. I tell you, I'm a little bit before that.
Easily.
One of my favorites back in the day was Tunsis the Driving Cat. Do y'all remember that with Kevin Nealon?
Oh, of course I do.
It was a cat that they'd always let Cat drive the car. It was like a gray Caprice, and then they'd be, "Oh, you're doing so good. Oh, watch out, Tunsis!" They'd fall over the cliff every time. I don't know why that sticks out, but I still laugh thinking about Tunsis the Driving Cat. That was a good one.
Oh, that's so good.
Church lady, all that stuff.
Church lady.
I think my favorite era is probably, and look, we could do a whole show on Saturday Night Live. That's actually been on a show list that I've had since I started doing the podcast and still haven't done it. Just a Saturday Night Live show, but we need to put a little more time and effort into it than just free balling this whole deal like we're spitballing like we're doing. But
yes, we could.
It's got to be like late 80s, 88 to like 92 would be my run. And that incorporates Toonces, Phil Hartman, Dana Carvey, some of the John Lovett, some of those Dennis Miller, all of those guys. And then it brings in Adam Sandler, Victoria Jackson. Just, that whole cast of characters.
And then in a Norm.
Kind of gives me chill bumps. I love them so much.
Tim Meadows.
They mean so much to me. Tim Meadows, the ladies' man.
Yeah,
and all the movies that spun off from those in the 90s, the Coneheads movie, and
all the way up to MacGyver and stuff. MacGruber and stuff. Even MacGruber.
That's right. That's right. There's they're making Happy Gilmore 2. That is in production currently.
Dude, I talked to Daly the other week at this event I was at, and Daly's in it.
He's going to be in it, I think.
Yeah, he's in it. Dude, hanging out with Daly is a trip. That dude is a wild man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So there's no, and I've been around him several times, and he ain't slowing down.
He's nuts, isn't he? How many he drinks those?
He's got his own seltzer drink now.
Yeah, is that what he was drinking that night?
Oh my God!
JR sent us a picture. I didn't ask. Can we put that out? Can we put those pictures out on socials or no?
Maybe.
Well, if you decide we can, we will.
Yeah,
but they're great.
Which ones they were?
They were all
JD's.
okay.
I think it was just party, like playing three chords,
on the bus.
Joe and Justin, and
Daly's
John
bus
Daly's in
is
the
like
background.
a man cave. Daly's bus is like an Arkansas man's cave on wheels.
That's what I thought. I zoomed in on the pictures and it's looking. I was like, that's definitely John Daly's bus because I saw the
it's like
pictures.
A rolling
picture of
man
him with
cave.
Trump.
Full.
How many beers?
John
on that
Daly
bus,
seltzers, pizza, chicken wings, and Marlboro Reds.
Damn.
John Daly don't keep an extra pack of cigarettes on him. He keeps 2 or 3 extra packs. I saw him sitting down at his table.
Body?
He never had less than 3 packs sitting around him because I don't know why. I guess he just afraid he's gonna run out.
Does he just
hilarious?
Does he chain smoke one after the other?
I mean,
have you ever seen him not have a cigarette? I guess
Tigs. He had to have 3 packs with him at all times. I mean,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
wow.
And I'm talking about he drank. Ain't no tell. I mean, I ain't calling my man out. He everybody knows Daly's. He's out there, but he was fine. I mean, we were still. I mean, he was last one kicking. Next day, he was probably up kicking somebody's ass in golf. I mean, he's a freak.
Oh, I watched him do
he's an animal.
50. Try to break 50 with DeChambeau. He drank like 18 to 20 of those seltzers in that round. and I mean, like legit, and he doesn't care. He told how many he'd drink a day. He was like something like 30, 32 sometimes. Yeah, just depend like in a day.
Yeah.
And, and he still just played barefooted and I think they shot 50. They may have shot 51, but I mean, it wasn't because he was drinking.
Oh, that's great.
He had no problems. Unreal.
I got a great inside story I'll tell you guys whenever we're not recording, but maybe it'll be in the book, so y'all stay tuned for that one day. But no, that was a cool event too. I went to the other week up in Huntsville. We went to they recorded an event for Dean Dillon, legendary songwriter. They had a lot of people who had recorded with him and recorded his songs over the years come and do a big show and like a celebration of his career, which was awesome. I mean, it was a who's who. I mean, it was George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, Justin, John, Riley, Randy, Jamie, Leanne Womack. I mean,
wow. You know who I was happy to see was in that back row in there?
Who's that?
Oh, Zach Top made it, as he should.
Oh, yeah, Zach Top. Got to meet him finally. He was cool. He's good.
You got to talk to him?
Nicer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We chopped it up. Him and Justin and Riley Green did a song together.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did Leave Them Boys Alone, the Hank Jr. song.
Oh, that's great,
Why don't you leave them boys alone and let them sing their songs? That's a Dean Dillon tune.
Wow.
And Dean Dillon wrote 13 George Strait #1s.
Right. Yeah, we went when we did one of these live shows, we broke down. You weren't a part of that one. It was like, this is what he just did last night, and we like, this song, boom, 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 boom. Like, yeah, these are country standards.
Oh yeah.
They're not just hit songs. They're standards.
And he'll be here at the Flora-Bama in November at the Frank Brown International Songwriters Festival. He's here every year.
Oh, wow. In November, huh?
Hits here at Frank Brown every year.
Does he really?
Yep. November 7th through the 17th, I believe, this year. But the Frank Brown Songwriters Festival, everybody out there, Google it, whatever. Look it up. Put a pin or something. Check that out, because that's something to catch if you want to catch some legends and some cool songs and the people who wrote them. And it's at the Flora-Bama. I mean,
I may have to hit that back up on the way back from New Orleans, or from Baton Rouge, going over there again with JD. So
yes, he is. Yeah. Yes, he is. Tell JR what's happening.
We're going to do a Tales from the Tailgate, collaborating. JD's going with me. He's going to meet me. We're going to go down there. Yes, me and JD. We're going down there.
Okay, this should be interesting.
We're going to the Bama LSU game and tailgating and doing all the action. JD's got these visions of New Orleans on Thursday night first, which is fine, but I don't know.
JD's going to be like Weekend at Bernie's. You're going to have to get you 2 sets of handcuffs, one to wrist and one to the ankle, and you just have to load JD around. He'll hang in there, but he's going to be I got a prediction, he'll be zombified.
Zombie.
He's going to have a good time. He's been pumped up. I talked to him. He called me yesterday, Fox. And then he's ready to rock and roll. That's for damn sure.
God. And what a legend.
I
mean, he's a legend. To me, he's a legend. That's why I'm like Blasey's picking up JD. That's the more legendary pie cap shit that right there. That's awesome.
And imagine the 4 of us on campus getting tales from the tailgate content. I mean,
it's gonna be fun.
We're doubling up. It's the biggest game of the year.
Do you have a microphone for Blasey to hold?
I got one. I got my own.
I
got my whole setup now.
Yeah, he's got the whole setup. We'll have ours. So we'll get back to the Casa Tigs post game and airdrop all of their videos to my phone so I can have them, and then we'll be able to chop them up. Oh yeah, we planned that out all weekend.
We ought to get some small, just plain Tigs Bit stickers and give them out when you're doing that stuff. Everybody you talk to, hand them one.
That's a great idea.
That's a great.
Because we start branding that one just around campus at least. Then they'll know what Tales from the Tailgate is. You could even Tigs Bits, Tags from the Tailgate, and hand them to people like it's a gift, like it's a token.
Great idea.
Lacey, you think you can talk to our printing little Russ, big
Russ?
We
need stickers.
We need stickers, just purple and white.
I had an idea too. I had an idea too. Why don't we get or some kind of phone line, like a Google line or something that you can do, and we can tell people to call us and leave us messages and questions.
Fantastic idea.
Great idea. We'll put that down too. Yes.
Because we'll play, and if you leave us a message, we'll play it over the air. And if you say something outrageous, we'll play it over the air and talk about it.
Great idea. Fantastic.
There's nothing vulgar or illegal. Nothing illegally moral.
No, I mean, we're going to hear it first, so we're not. You can bring all the vulgar and illegal stuff you want to talk about, but it ain't going to get aired. But I mean, I'd love to hear it.
It might get edited and aired. If it's good
very well may get edited and aired. I mean, I
just want to hear all the good stuff.
A guy who said like 8 F-bombs and the R word, and with like 8 seconds is a short video, but I found a way to get it out there. Hey. I'm not going to do that to these lovely young ladies who had as bad of a potty mouth as that cat did. I'm not going to make them look bad in front of their parents, because I got a feeling they might find them. Yep. You got to be delicate with some of the footage that you get from Tales from the Tailgate, man.
You do. Can't wait.
We can't.
But
wait.
I think the stickers would be a good one, and I think the phone in line, if people could call and leave us voicemail, I think that would be cool.
JR, have you listened to Spread Quarters with Hold the Mayo? I don't know if you even know who Hold the Mayo is. All right, Hold the Mayo's Saints fan. He does this thing every Monday where he goes and reviews red beans and rice. Like that's his.
I hadn't seen it.
He's on like date. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
you're gonna love this guy.
I should have come to my house last night. I made red beans and rice. But anyway, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
yes. I think I've shown you some stuff of his.
Yes.
Well, he does this show Spread Quarters after Saints games, and it's a call-in show, but it's like the old school Buddy D shows used to be. Except for unfiltered and no commercial breaks. And
oh, wow.
It is glorious, some of the stuff that he gets. You mentioned in that phone line, Blasey and I talked about this the other night when we were just hanging out. We want to get to where we start going live and maybe have call-ins. We doing something special, or we're watching a ball game or something.
Yeah, I think
and people call in. So
it'll be fun.
We've got to have. We don't have the equipment right now, but we will be getting that equipment soon, so that can happen.
Have those call-in shows. Nothing better.
Show these.
I love a good old call-in show. First time caller, long time listener.
John. Party.
Oh yes. Path. Oh, those are nice. We're seeing these. Y'all are listening. We're looking at these all access passes.
That's
yeah, I like that. I like that one.
They put your boy's face on these for the Dean Dillon deal.
Yes, they did.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Let me tell y'all, I've been around Trump before. It's easier to get around Trump than it is George Strait. I ain't shitting. I know his head of security. I promise you, I think he's good. I don't think anybody's ever getting around Strait unless they want him to be. They got his shit locked up, buddy.
He definitely looks like he skips leg day. That's for damn sure from that picture.
Let me tell y'all this though: when he's on stage, when he's walking backstage, when he's looking at you, when he's moving, and when he's doing anything, it's perfect. I'm just saying, everything he does. I don't know. He's just perfect, man. I'm talking about the way he sways through the room, the way he moves his head, the way he looks at people, everything he does when he's on stage. Just everything is his gale coming off the stage, walking to go to the ramp. He's flawless. He's like he's Michael Jordan of. I mean, he's just. I don't know what you could do any better.
Yeah. Have you ever talked to him? Or you just simply you can't get that close? Nobody talks to.
No,
George
you
Strait.
could. Yeah, it could happen. I haven't. I mean, we brushed by each other because I'm standing there as he and his team are leaving out of the thing, and I probably could have, but that's one. I'm starstruck around him for real. I'm gonna have to. Yes. It's gonna have to be a special deal around him.
Yeah,
there is no. I'm as cool as them around George Strait.
I bet Justin Moore's starstruck around him.
Yeah, everybody in there was. Yeah.
Okay.
Even his friends are. Yeah, his mother is starstruck.
He seems like a nice guy.
I told Party's head of security, I was like, buddy, let me tell you, every white woman over 30 in the world likes George Strait. I'm just telling you. Whether they're from the city, where from their country, and probably most any lady of any color. But I know because my mom and I've always done. I mean, just. George Strait is the man when it comes to that. All the women think George Strait is the big dog. And for us dudes, he always looked sharp. He's a real cowboy. He sang all the songs, got all the girls. He's the coolest guy. I mean, it's just
that's who you want to be.
Straight.
I mean, his clothes, none of us can his outfits are always his shirts, his pants. I mean, his boots. I mean, he is just the way his hat is. He looks like he's got that perfect tan all the time. There's nothing out of place. We saw him going to sound check when we opened for him a few years ago. He was walking from his bus to get on a golf cart to take him in the building to do sound check, and he comes off the bus, and this is the most dressed down I've ever seen him. He had like tennis shoes, blue jeans, like a hoodie. He had a backpack, and he had a book in his hand. As he comes by us, it's almost like he could see us through the tinted windows on the bus staring at him, watching him, because he's looking up at us. And we noticed the book he's got, it's a Merle Haggard book. He's going to the stage to do sound check with his Merle Haggard book on a golf cart. It's George Strait. I'm like, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
Damn, an Eclipse. Eclipse ain't got shit on that.
No.
Oh, that's great, dude. That's great.
So anyway, I got a little George Strait starstruck talking about him. That's how powerful he is. But it was great. Everybody was great. Ronnie Dunn, boy, that guy can sing. Hey, our guy Randy Hauser. I got to say that before we bust this up and get out of here today. Randy Hauser, we did a great tour with them, the Country Around Here Tonight tour. Hope we can do some more dates next year. Randy Hauser and his team are top notch. Randy and his band as entertainers. That's a good band. If you get a chance to go watch a Randy Hauser show, that's some musical stuff. Even if you don't like country, if you just like music, that's a good show to go watch. Good stuff there. Give it 100% every night. It's a little trippy, little jammy, little bluesy, little good, rocky, and it's country, it's Americana, it's all of it. It's good. It's just good music.
Sounds good.
And there's no, they don't use in ears. There ain't no loops and tracks. Ain't no hoo ha. It's just 5 guys up there,
music,
getting at it.
Just
and
his playing,
His drummer, Trey Landry, is from I'm gonna mess this, Sorrento, Louisiana.
Okay, all right.
And he used to play with Chubby Carrier. He's played with Tab Benoit for years. I mean, he was playing with Chubby. He said in like the mid 90s. He's a drummer.
Wow.
So he's got that. Then he's got a bass player that used to play with Brent Cobb and was in some more rock stuff. He's from Detroit, and he's got John Henry, his longtime organ and piano player from Milwaukee, a guitar player from the West Coast now. And then Randy, I'm Randy Damn Hauser, and I'm from Mississippi, and then and he's got that voice, and I mean it was a good show. I can't say enough about him.
That's awesome.
So y'all check it out if you get a chance, and come see us on the road. I know you sent me that message. Somebody saw me and Gary hanging out, and anybody Bubba Army, come check us out at a show. Hit me up on socials or something, and we'll try to hook up if we're in your area. That was a good time hanging out with Gary Cantrell. Got to say that again too. Good to finally catch up with him in person and get to hang. That was good times.
And we got to give one last shout out while we wrap this up to Justin Moore hitting his 13th
1-3
number
baby.
1-3.
This is my dirt.
Yep, the old Dirt Road Kid strikes again. Yep,
that's it.
Good tune.
But this is the first or second one with the full band, right? With all
this will be the first one the full band played on.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's good.
So they
all
have a number 1 under their belt now.
They all got a number 1 under their belt.
That's cool.
They'll all get a little check for the rest of their lives for that. That's good stuff.
That's real good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right, we got to get out of here. I got to go write a song so I can get me some mailbox money.
That's right.
My buddy Wally, Jamie Johnson's tour manager, did that. He came up with the idea of Between Jennings and Jones, and Jamie wrote the song, gave him half the credit. So,
wow. That's really cool.
Brent Cobb and Adam Hood gave Wayne Mills writer's credit on the song "King of Alabama" that they wrote about Wayne.
Huh. That's awesome.
And that album was nominated for a Grammy. Brent Cobb's Providence Canyon album that was nominated for a Grammy.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome.
As always, ending the show with rapid fire, amazing thoughts from JR the Handler. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Thanks, y'all.